Am I on?
You got this.
Can you guys hear me? My husband always says he can't hear me. I'm like, you're full of shit. My name is Laurie and I am an addict. And I never know what I'm going to say when I get up here because I don't talk about my drug log. It's been long gone. My past is where it's at in the past. I was court ordered to Fred Brown's and I came in December 18th, 03. I graduated and the judge dismissed my Prop 36 case. June 6, 04 was my graduation. And I stayed in the sober living. And then I had a hiccup. And I call it a hiccup. I call it a road bump. I call it a wake-up call. On a Labor Day weekend, after I went to the Korean Bell meeting, and I found myself buying a pack of cigarettes at the gas station, and my car, I just said this the other day at the house when I was there, and my car went into reverse, and it went to the liquor store for some apparent reason, and it just rolled off my tongue right at the counter what I wanted. That was on Chevron and First, I think it's a 76 station now. Anyway, the bottle was gone before I got to the freeway on-ramp. It was like a water after 8.5 months. And I knew where to go. I knew what I was gonna do. And I wasn't angry or upset about anything. I just think I had a behind real deep reservation of the fuckets. And that was a Labor Day weekend. And I had one day in that same garage, the same people were at 8 months later. And I was struck by the paranoia of I couldn't do anything. I just couldn't believe, as I'm showing everyone my chips and telling them my clean time and what I was going through, and the judge dismissed everything. And I found myself at a friend's, and then I called my friend Mike and told him I relapsed. I called him before I called my sponsor. Mike lived in the men's house across the street. I was in a woman's house. Now at this time, the women, we moved to 13th Street. And I stayed at my friend's a couple days, and then he picked me up and took me to a Thursday night meeting at BHS in Gardena, where my sponsor was, and I had to come clean to her and take a newcomer chip. So my clean date is September 6th, 2004. I just celebrated 20 years. And my friend Mike asked me on an official date that October, like a month later. We've been together 20 years. We've been married 17. And we've gone through all life's would've, could've, should'ves, what ifs, no matter what. We've gone through everything together. We've gone through everything together. We've held each other up. We've calmed each other down, you know, and he's my partner in life. And he was just diagnosed with something in May. That shook us and rocked our world, but we're gonna get through it together because that's what we were taught around here. And Mark let me come back to the house and stay in the house. I have my whole foundation with Fred Brown's a year and 7 months when you put it all together. And I was so generously, nicely asked to leave after my behaviors weren't changing. And I was still controlling, I was still temper tantrum. I was working on a lot of shit. So I'm crying in Mark's office and he says, nope, not this time, Laurie. You know, this is the second or third time you've done this. It could be a blessing in disguise. I remember when he said that to me and I go, I'm crying. So I called my dad. I moved to Lakewood. I lived up in his attic and I got my first job at 10 months clean. And I held the job for 14 years. And after my dad had passed, I left that job to be a caregiver. And well, that lady died. I'm like, I got to go back to fucking retail. They're all dying. So I've been at my new store in Hermosa Beach now for 2 years. So I'm blessed that I know how to live in society now. And I know how to be a mother. I know how to be a wife. I was a good daughter to my dad. I took care of him to the end. And I'm a badass grandmother of 6, and you know, life is gonna show you some shit, but you don't have to pick up no matter what. Because I thought my dad's death was gonna do it, but it didn't. And I know whatever's going to happen to my husband, I know I'm gonna stay clean through it because I was taught that around here. And I wouldn't be able to take care of things and live life if I went and snuck off and got loaded. It's not for me no more. I don't think about it. You know, I work on solutions. I work on my behaviors constantly because that old Laurie will come out and no one likes the old Laurie. And the 20 years we've been together, my husband's only seen my head spin maybe 4 or 5 times. But I don't, I keep it on the down low. And communication, when you're with 2 addicts who were grown adults set in their ways, and then we combine together, and it just works. I can't emphasize enough how me and my rock have done it for so long. I've never had to pack a bag and leave. That's my fucking place. He's never done it. That's his fucking place. We've never slept apart. We don't go to bed angry. We just do it, you know. And I'm sharing a lot about my husband right now because he's sick. He got 2 shots yesterday on top of his cold, on top of all the other stuff going on with him. And I'm like, he's all laid up. But if he was here, he'd be laughing too. We were both in primary together. His graduation day was January, mine was June, but he kept going to primary because he didn't have a job. And that's how we became our friendship and everything. And Miss Vicky was our counselor. And I call her, she calls me. I still have that connection with her because she means so much to us. And my sponsor all these years just took a newcomer chip, and she told me the day before my clean date, and I go, so I'm taking a 20-year chip and you're taking a newcomer chip. She says, yeah, that's about right. And I said, okay, we're gonna do this. I picked her up, took her to a meeting. That's what we do. That you don't turn your back on people. You know, and she shared, she had 28 years clean and she relapsed. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be you when I grow up. You know, and I was just thinking the other day, my son just turned 43, my oldest one, and I go, damn, I got clean when he was 23 years old, and I put him through everything. He got to see everything. And I came in on Prop 36 because I had 2 drug charges and a pending DUI, which technically it was my 3rd one because the 10 years run out, so it was the 1st. And I put my kids through a lot of shit, but they don't get to see that side of me no more. My grandkids will never see that insanity. You know, I've made that promise every time I'm in the hospital holding them. I will always be here. Always be accountable. You'll know where I'm at. If I don't answer my phone, they freak out. And I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? I don't have my phone like this constantly. So they have to call the house phone. Yes, I have a landline. Yes, I still do. For my nephew in prison to call me, you know, I can give him my cell phone. It's so stupid. I just hang on to a house phone. I don't know why. He messages me now. There's an app on there. But, you know, that I don't. I'm like, I won't give him my cell phone, but yet I'm getting messages from him. It's weird. I just, you know, I was asked to come speak here. I haven't spoke anywhere like this or shared my story in about 10 years. You know, I stopped going to meetings a couple of years back, but I pop in here and there, just keep my foot in the door, you know. But I live my life with the principles today. I live in dignity, I live in honesty, and I communicate without throwing a chair or a fist or slamming a door. I can do all that today. And then me and Vicki were talking about patience. I have patience. I work in retail. I have patience for people. And they go, how do you do it? I go, I raised 3 boys. You know, that's how I tell people. And I'm in love with hiking. I'm in love with running. I've conquered the bridge 7 years in a row. Yes. You know. And one year it fell on my clean day. It was my 17th birthday. One year it fell on that. And we all celebrated afterward. I just love, I'm signed up for a Halloween one, a turkey trot, a Christmas one, the Las Vegas run. You just run down the strip at night. That's the shit right there. It's so exhilarating that you can do it. Done the LA twice. I just get so rewarded when I do this. I've been doing this for 13 years and I'm getting burnout, but I still love it. I want to do my little 5Ks. I just love doing it because it keeps me where I'm at. I run off the crazy. I tell people I'm just running off the crazy. Spartan races. I've done all of that insane. That's crazy shit. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to do the LA next year. I wanted to. I'm not sure because with what's going on with my husband, we're not promised tomorrow. But we have today. And today I choose to be Laurie and be free of active addiction. So thank you.